For Chicago Cubs, and there he is, Mr. Complete Game himself, 267 of them, just one of the many Cubs dignitaries that will be in attendance today to see D. Lee and Sammy Sosa go into the Cubs Hall of Fame. He won a Cy Young, he's a Hall of Fame member, and he's the first Canadian in the Baseball Hall of Fame, a 1991 inductee to Cooperstown. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome right here to Cubs Live, the one and only Ferguson Jenkins. Fergie, as always, good to see you. How you feeling about this day? D. Lee and Sammy Sosa going into the Cubs Hall of Fame. It's a long time coming, isn't it?
Well, definitely. I think because of the fact that Sammy took a long time to get back into the fold, that was probably the number one item. But Derrek Lee was kind of a performer that everybody wished that he would be.
Yeah.
And came here and outstanding player on the field, off the field, and getting plenty of hits.
Yeah, you had your number 31 retired back in 2009. How special was that for you to know that you'll be here in Wrigley Field for all time to come?
I mean, it's, first of all, knowing Ernie Banks and how he played and who he was, when they retired his number, I said, I wonder if that'll happen to me.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And believe me, I mean, it's an outstanding situation where the ball club gives you that respect. And then within years after that, I had a statue. So I was more than overwhelmed.
Fergie, some guys, they kind of transcend time, meaning like they can play in any era, right? And I think that D. Lee and Sammy, the one thing that stands out about them both, that they could play in your era because of all those complete games you had, they never wanted a day off. They never wanted to take a day off. They played 162 if they could. That's kind of the epitome of a Hall of Famer, isn't it? Somebody who always wants to take the ball, always wants to be there in the lineup every day.
I'm pretty sure once you put that uniform on, you want to play. And there were so many guys. Mark Grace was like that, Jody Davis, Durham. I just think the nice thing about it is that the respect you get from the fans and the organization, you want to perform. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to win every time I was out there, but that didn't work out that way. I was getting beat by Drysdale. I was getting beat by Seaver. So other guys that you're faced, you're not always going to win.
When you think about guys like Derrek Lee, Sammy Sosa, I don't know if you've even thought about this. How would you pitch them? What do you do? How do you get them out?
Well, I'd be very careful with both of them.
Where do you throw it for?
Well, no, the biggest thing is you try to get ahead of them quick in the strike zone. And then maybe try to work. My best pitch was I had a good sinker and slider down. And if they could hit that, my hat's off to them. I wasn't giving that pitch out over the plate. Out over the plate in Wrigley Field, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
I always wondered that because D. Lee and I played together for so long, 12 years, and then he gets to the Braves, and the first time I faced him, he comes up, I threw him a first pitch slider, and he ended up lining out, but as he was going down first base, he's yelling, "A slider? Really? A slider?" Did you ever do that to old teammates where it was like, okay, now they're on their team, I'm not giving you anything to hit?
Well, the biggest thing is Jim Rice and I had a little thing when I got traded back to Texas and he's with Boston. And now he's a regular player playing left field. I told him, I said, don't look for any fastballs. Because I wasn't giving that fat fastball there. If you're going to hit, you're going to hit a slider off me, which I'm not sure if he did or not, but that's the kind of warning you give a fellow teammate that you got to oppose now. Mm-hmm. Billy Williams was like that. When Billy left here, went to Oakland, I threw batting practice to him all the time, so I knew he knew what I was going to throw to him. But he got his hits. But Billy was an outstanding hitter.
Yeah. Fergie, if you take a look at the Cubs Hall of Fame, the lineup 1 through 9, they just gained 940 home runs. I mean, when you think about the kind of pop that these two guys had, I mean, how unbelievable was it?
Well, I looked at the lineup that was in the clubhouse area where our clubhouse used to be near the bleachers. I looked at that lineup. Believe me, I could win some ball games pitching.
With those guys behind you. Yes.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, picked me up in a lot of ways. And to do things on both ends of the balls. I think that's one thing that kind of gets lost with Sammy a little bit was the fact he had a cannon from right field. He could throw guys out, and D. Lee defensively. And they both weren't speedsters, but they both ran the bases very well.
Sammy could steal bases when he first came to the big leagues. When he left the Rangers, where I coached him there, Oklahoma City, and then he got traded to the White Sox and then the Cubs, I expected him. I think he did do it, 30 for 30.
Yep, he was 30.
And I think he tried to do 40 for 40, but it didn't work out that way. But other than that, I mean, he had great baseball sense when you're on the base path. when to run, when not to run, and how to throw people out. And nobody challenged certain people in the outfield. And he was one of those outfielders that had a great arm from right field.
And you talk about that baseball sense. I think that's the one constant when you're around you guys, all the Hall of Famers, and you're around these guys, is the baseball IQ is through the roof, and that's the one that's not tangible, right? We can't measure that in a data machine or anything like that. But at the end of the day, that's what gave you longevity, success, and all that kind of stuff was between the ears and not necessarily what you had as a gift physically.
Well, a lot of times it's studying, too, studying the hitters, especially as a pitcher, starting the starting lineup, those first 8 guys and maybe 2 or 3 guys on the bench that were going to be the pinch hitters, knowing what they would come to the plate late in the game, especially in a hitting situation with men on base. They're the number 1 pinch hitter. I'm not about to give them a fat fastball to try to get ahead. When you do that, they get a base hit. Now the game's tied.
Yep.
So the smart thing about it, as a pitcher, and you know yourself, you got to go over what the lineup's all about and who you can set up and who you can't set up, who you pitch to, who you have more respect to. And if you give them one good pitch, fine.
How you got him out the first time?
Well, Hank Aaron was like that. I give him one good pitch. If you didn't get it, you might not get another one. Because you're getting sliders down, sinkers down, and make him work. And Willie Mays was the same way. Willie Mays would maybe take a good fastball to set me up for a fastball. I knew that right away.
Yeah.
Can you describe, like you were hinting at it, like you want to be out there every day when you put the uniform on. But Sammy has often said, I wanted to play hard because you don't want to be booed by the fans. Derrek Lee is probably one of the most well-liked Cubs of all time. Just what the impact the fans can have on how you perform and how you want to do them a service and go out there and play your best.
Well, sure. I mean, you're not going to get hits every day. You could be 0 for 3, maybe 0 for 4, but you make a good play in the infield or outfield. So the nice thing about it, they understand that you're going out there to perform and try to win a ball game. And having both these defensive players, to me, I thought they had great defense. So when they do a great defensive job, no matter who does the offense, there could be 2 or 3 other guys get the hits that they're not going to contribute. But the nice thing about it is they want to play, as you said, every day.
Yeah, and Sammy said he wanted to play every day because he knew that if he wasn't in the lineup, there was a potential that on that given day he could have hit 3 home runs. Now, with 267 complete games, where was your source of inspiration from? What made you want to be that bulldog out there on the hill, Fergie?
DeRocher.
Okay.
He'd walk me past the bullpen. Our bullpen is down the left field line. And he'd walk behind me and he'd say, "How do you feel?" I said, "Pretty good, Skip." He says, "Well, we're giving the bullpen a rest today." That was it. And then maybe in the 7th inning, if the score's 2-1 or 1-0, 2-0, he said, "Don't look for help." So that was kind of an inspiration to make me push a little better because I knew the guys behind me are going to win and try as hard as I am.
Yeah, Leo DeRocher, he was Willie Mays' skipper, as well as Ferguson Jenkins. He was one tough customer, just like this man right here, Cubs Hall of Famer and Baseball Hall of Famer, Ferguson Jenkins. Fergie, as always, a pleasure talking baseball with you, my friend.
I love to play the game and talking about it. The 10 years I played here, the best in my career, all-day games.
Well, every time you stop by our show, the best part of the show every
You got that
time.
right.
Oh, yeah. Jenkins, a
All
class
right.
for all seasons, no doubt about it. And the pomp and circumstance, it continues right here. A very special day. Slam and Sammy, D. Lee, immortalized forever here at Wrigley Field. They are now Cubs Hall of Famers. We'll continue to bring you all the day's festivities right around the corner right here on Cubs Live.